That following year, 1994, Saturday Night Live is airing season 19, episode 14, with musical guest Crash Test Dummies and your host, Martin Lawrence.
Once there was this guy who had his own sitcom and then came on SNL.
There
That's
we
it,
go.
Steve. I'm pretty good at that. Crash Test Dummies, I can definitely kill at a karaoke. This doesn't start with Martin or Crash Test Dummies. This starts with Rob Schneider, Steve. Rob
Schneider.
Schneider, who I hate now, but
We all
I
do.
love seeing him as Jeff Galooly, Steve, and we get a message from Jeff Galooly in the beginning of this. There's a new Clinton healthcare plan, Steve. This happens all the time. So Jeff, he's got a lot of unanswered questions about this Clinton healthcare plan, and he's bringing it up. It's like all employees are getting health insurance. What about temps? What if I don't own my own collapsible baton? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I know you have plans for married couples, but what about the couples that get divorced and then they get back together? And what about people who can't grow mustaches?
What about somebody who's about to go to prison? What about that?
But Bill, you get my support. I can deliver Sean Eckert and Sean Stant. But if I go back on my word, Sean Eckert will have me killed.
All it's going to take is a full presidential pardon, Steve. And you get Jeff Galooly's seal of approval. Live from New York, it's Saturday night. Not a lot of laughs in that opening, Steve. I don't know if people were into the Galool.
Yeah, it's could have done without it. They actually had a different opening plan, man, and it was going to have Martin in it. They were going to hoist up Rob Schneider, like him and his crew, and I think Rob Schneider was supposed to stop him, like, "Oh, you can't go in this area." And they were like, "Man, I wish I would have had that. Wish we had that one." But
Yeah, hell yeah. A little extra Martin on the, especially the beginning, man. I feel like seeing him go live from New York at Saturday night would have just been like ultimate. Chef's
over,
kiss.
yeah. Shame on you, Lauren. But here we are, man. The monologue of infamy, a moment in history. This monologue, man, Marty Marr, he's here.
The censors all over him, Steve. I can't say anything. How can he talk to the world when he's just like smothered by these censors? And first, before we get to the real infamous stuff, he's got a concern that he's really deeply concerned about. It's concerning Lorena Bobbitt and specifically just women in general, just cutting the pilly packers off, Steve. They're cutting the pilly packers off. All right.
And this is the year they smashing knees and cutting off pilly packers. The white women must be mad, he said.
He can't do this, Steve.
Yeah.
He can't do this.
Yeah.
And then a black dude had to find the pilly packers, Steve. He picked it up, throws it on some ice because he's trying to think what white people do, Steve, and he's right. Throw that on some ice.
Throw it on the snow cone. But something else that bothers him, and I got to say something. Some of you are not washing your ass properly. Oh, man.
Dude, I have to read the thing they put on screen. It's just so funny. Because he's like, some of y'all ladies need to wash it, and then it just cuts, and it's like, at this point in the monologue, Martin begins a commentary on what he believes to be the decline of feminine hygiene standards. Although we at SNL take no stand on the issue one way or the other, network policy prevents us from rebroadcasting this portion of his remarks. In summary, Martin feels, or felt at the time, that the failure of many young women to bathe thoroughly is a serious problem that demands our attention. He explores this problem, citing numerous examples from his personal experience, and ends up proposing several imaginative solutions. It was a frank and lively presentation and nearly cost all of us our jobs. Now, back to the monologue. That in and of itself is hilarious. That's great comedy, Steve.
Thank you, Jim Downey. I mean, the whole version is actually available on YouTube without the video.
Really?
Yeah, you can hear the audio version. I think years ago I've posted it on our social media, but right after that, all we get is, stick around. We got Crash Test Dummies. You got me in the house. And he takes his shirt off and he starts doing his Marty Mark Kung Fu. Yeah, I love it, man.
You get it all, Steve. You got to check it off. We even get a shirtless Martin do it just gyrating and going crazy. That's amazing.
Pilly Packers.
Damn, that's a Billy back.
I wonder if the NBC reps came to him and said, "Hey, as long as you can find an alternative for penis or dick," he was like, "No, no, no, I got you." I don't think SNL told him Pilly Packer. That sounds like a Martin. Yeah,
That sounds like something he would say in his stand-up. You know what
exactly.
I mean? It doesn't sound like a censor. It just sounds like a funny thing to say. I mean, the guy's a comedian.
Now we got daily affirmations with Stuart Smiley. At first, Martin, he's pretty pissed off. He's on 10, Matt. He's on 10.
He's grilling, Steve. He is not happy to be there. But Stewart's good enough. He's smart enough. And gosh darn it, people love me. I'm here with Martin L. He's an African American comedian. He asked me to say that. Martin. And it just, I feel like Stewart's it's a little insensitive, Steve. And Martin's really taking him to task on these racial things he's saying that, and I get it. But Martin's getting kind of heated. He's just telling him straight up, shut up. Shut up.
I'm not more black than you are white. So what you want to say? I'm actually flesh. What you saying? This ain't flesh, brother. Can't be flesh.
Man, I still ain't got my 40 acres and a mule. Is that something that our producers promised you? Because sometimes they overpromise.
Trace it, face it, and erase it. Don't patronize me, man.
Martin, just please sit in your anger. Feel it. Just feel it. And Martin feels it, Steve. He feels it a lot.
Sometimes I feel like I want to whoop. But yeah. You feel like a hug? But please. I'm not with that. I'm not hugging no homo.
Well, excuse me? Where's that even coming from?
A homo. Fairy queen. A beep pirate.
That's it. I'm not having it. You shut up. Them getting in each other's face is great, dude. God bless Al Franken.
I was a lonely child with no purpose. I felt neglected. And who did you want to hug you? Was it your dad? My dad, my father, man. Well, my dad was a slave too, and his master was the bottle.
Man, your dad was on the bottle too, man. Oh, Smurl.
You know,
God,
Smurl,
Smurls.
I know how you feel, Smurl. Can you give me a hug?
What a great episode. This is one of the best. I feel like there's a couple with athletes too. I think Charles
MJ.
Barkley.
Charles Barkley and MJ.
Yeah. This is great, man. This is hilarious.
Up next, we have Thugs, Muggers, Phil Hartman, and Martin. They have commentary during a night of work.
Yeah, because basically we just doing some surveillance in the area. Basically just trying to see who we gonna rob.
Worst victims are the strong people with no money.
Phil Hartman's his second in command. He's got the Phil Hartman voice. I love this guy. I like the scam, Steve. It's not even really a scam. You just stop when you see a mark. You go, excuse me, do you got the time? Whack.
And I love this. We both love this. They roll up on Rob Schneider first, and they get him for his shit.
Get off me, man. In between robberies, we go back in the car, and Martin explains that, I was attracted to robbery because it just gave me more sense of self-esteem. You feel me? Plus, I just like walking up to people and going, excuse me, and popping them in the face.
You got the time? Then they pull up on Norm, and they chase him down. They get him down, and they punch him.
But they know better, Steve, because Norm's a runner. He's known on the streets as a runner, so they have him take his shoe off because he's got some extra. But that's about an extra $200 they found, Steve. These are some bets. They get it.
Yeah, here's what you call a runner. They look us in the eyes and they run. Then they cut 45 minutes later, and they're like, we got arrested, arraigned, and we posted bail. Yeah, we lost an eye, and I stole this police hat.
But I got a cool police hat. I do also like that when they rob Norm, though, because they got to give you a lesson, too. And he's like, these people will look you in the face and they will lie to you. They will lie.
Real stories of the highway patrol.
But the third victim is just some guy that they just bust that's not even a cast member. They rob
Yeah.
him and they get back in the car like, you know what's crazy, man? That guy that we just did that to, tomorrow he's just going to be out on the street. New wallet full of new money. That's the last lesson. But before it cuts, you hear Phil Hartman go, let's get a whore. And that's it.
And then we got the weekend update. It's got some decent ones on there, man. Kevin Nealon, of course, he's still the news anchor. Started off talking about Tanya Harding, blah, 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 Nancy Kerrigan, blah, 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 which it's funny because Nancy Kerrigan ends up being a host.
That's great. Oh my, that's fantastic. I didn't know they did that after she was in all this stuff. And as usual with Weekend Update, Norm steals the show, Steve.
Here to talk about MJ, and he's sick and tired of people dragging MJ's name. Of course, he's not perfect. Nobody is. He might be guilty of stringing little boys along. I'll give you that. But he's no plagiarist.
Sure, he's guilty of methodically seducing young boys. But plagiarism? It's just not in his character. Sure, he's raping butts and kids in the butt. Not a plagiarist.
And plus, the person who said that he plagiarized is a 40-year-old woman. When would he ever come in contact with a 40-year-old woman? He's a child molester.
Am I wrong?
Yes, you are, dude. I feel bad. I get it. We got to reenact this stuff, but damn it.
He said it, Steve, not us.
He said it.
Hollywood Minute, also we get that. David Spade. I feel like this had some of the ones that I remember most, maybe just because I love this episode a lot, but his joke about the Pelican Brief is great, where he's like, I finally got around to seeing the Pelican Brief, and about 2.5 hours in, I was thinking the word brief should be nowhere near this title of this movie. My Father the Hero, Gerard Depardieu, please.
Yeah. They even have a hammer slant. Like we referenced that last week, man, where it's around this time, man, he started being the punchline of jokes where, he's like, Hammer's got edge now. But what we need you to do is get back into the puffy pants and just walk away.
Walk away in those puffy pants. And then he just calls Ann Wilson of the band Heart fat. He's like, Ann Wilson, are those her ribs that they put on the Flintstones car in the beginning of the show? That's it. There's no joke other than that. That's crazy.
When he talked about Hocus Pocus, he said something about his nephew waking up from a dream, or he watched it. And he was like, how did they get financing? I did like the part where I think it was Kevin Nealon talking about Roseanne, saying that she has multiple personalities and they're all good eaters.
Yeah, just rampant fat humor. Yeah, I'm here for it. Shit.
Same.
It was a good episode, and I do think the reason all this is so memorable to me is because I watched this so much. Like, I just tried to find it all the time.
Ironically, they would still re-air this on Comedy Central, even though it's kind of messy. It's got some slime on it, but obviously they would run the condensed, censored version. But my favorite skit might be this next one, the Scared Straight. Matt Foley and fellow prisoner Deshaun scared juvenile delinquent straight.
I like when they started putting Matt Foley in like these odder situations. Like, this isn't just like a family intervention speech. He's in jail. It goes deeper now. The one with Christina Applegate is got to be my favorite one. Is that Billy Shakespeare over there? Rolling doobies. But this one's right up there.
Phil Hartman, he's like a lieutenant. He introduces Martin, who plays Deshaun in this skit. He comes in like, thank you, Sherman Hemsley. We always in here looking for some new bitches.
And then he has this whole like speech about a bitch on Ho Road. And then the young ragamuffin people who were played by Jay Moore, Adam Sandler, I think Rob Schneider's one of them. Yeah, David Spade's one too. But they start picking holes in his B.I.H. thing. I think Jay Moore's like, yeah, I have a question about the bitch market down on Ho Road. How much would I go for? Oh, a little scrumptious little B.I.H. like you? You're going for about 3 packs of cigarettes.
David Spade chimes in, if I was your bitch, could I buy myself with a pack of cigarettes? Shut up, bitch. Looking like Popeye over there.
You gonna touch that Popeye? Deshaun, he's got a little friend that he's got to introduce the group to, the little OG, Cell Block 3, one Matt Foley that we all know and love, Steve. And he is 35 years old, thrice divorced, and I wish to God that I was living in a van down by the river.
Eating nothing but coffee beans. They all your bitches now, Matt. Now, as Deshaun told you, currently serving 3 to 5 years for non-payment of alimony.
Sold 7 bitches to the homie in the cornrow.
Yeah.
Deshaun, looks like we got a BIA. I just love how he says BIA. I guess Jay Moore wrote about this sketch a lot and was just talking about the behind the scenes. Like, you know how Matt Foley's all wet in this? Like, he just did that. You realize, like, when you hear about SNL, a lot of the times these guys are just messing with each other to, like, get each other to break. So he did that. There was another, like, at the end, I guess they all dogpiled on Chris Farley, so they couldn't continue the sketch. But he was so powerful, Steve, that he pushed everybody off of him and finished the sketch.
That was apparently his thing. He was notorious for, like, intentionally making the castmates break.
It's almost like a cool added layer that when you are a fan of the show, and obviously you see people break and stuff, but it's just fun to know, like, within the elements of that show, that they're just sitting there, like, kind of having fun with each other. Like, man, I bet I could just get him to crack up real quick, just fuck this sketch up.
I like how Rob Schneider is devil's advocate. He's like, well, you guys share a cell, right? Well, which one of you is the biatch?
Hey, me? Man, I was here first. You know you my bitch. Well, looks like we got ourselves a. Oh man, just like also Phil Hartman's just standing in the background of this whole skit. You just have him there just to introduce Matt Foley and just stand there, Steve. I would have liked a little more Phil, but break that hole in the wall. Matt he knows exactly where they need to go hide out, Steve. He's got the perfect spot.
In a van down by the river. This one to me, it's still funny. It's shorter, but it's hilarious, man. Martin, he's sitting next to Tim Meadows. They play for the New Jersey Nets. Tim Meadows, he's the new 12th man that they got from the CBA. But Martin, he's the new 13th man. And he's telling Tim Meadows, hey, man, we're never going to get in, so don't even worry about it. This is my bench. You need to learn how to move so I can see the court. If I can't see, I say move back. You got to move back.
Matter of fact, hold on one second. You want a sandwich? He's even got a picnic basket. He's got it all.
Breaks out an ice pack. And Tim Meadows was like, man, I think that's for the athletes if they get injured. No, man, don't even worry about that.
Yo, you see that, man? That's Derek Coleman up there, man. That guy's a beast.
Yo, Derek.
And then Tim's like, yeah, man, what you doing, man? You don't know your voice. Yeah. Messing him up.
I do that. We never get in, so get used to it. And right after that, Tim Meadows gets called in.
Yeah, and the guy that comes out just sits next to Martin. He's like, yo, man, great job, man. And the guy's like, wait, do I know you? Nobody even knows him on the team.
And that guy would end up being a pretty successful actor. I don't know if you've seen him before, but he had a recurring role on some cop show. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But do you also see Dave Attell in the background?
No, I didn't see that. I can't believe it. He really is in the background?
He's sitting right behind Martin. This is around the time he was the writer or one of the writers.
Hell yeah. Honestly, I might not have even known that, Steve. I think you just blew my mind. I like that Martin's so used to not playing. He's got a TV, Steve. He's got his own little personal TV to hang out with. And he's watching Martin on it, which I support.
Ready to watch the Martin show. And then the coach is like, you got to go in the game. Man, I don't want to go in.
Get in the game. Just don't touch the ball.
Then he comes right back on the bench, man. But Bike Messenger, I didn't expect this to be as funny. It's funnier than what I remembered, man. It's Mike Myers, and he's a bike messenger.
Mike Myers is the bike messenger, Steve. He's the bike messenger. Everyone knows him.
I love you, bike messenger.
I cannot dally, for I am the bike messenger. He's got a lot of aplomb for a bike messenger. This isn't Puck. you
He takes
know.
yeah, he takes a lot of pride in this. I must fly on like the wind, onward I fly. Newspaper here, would you like one? Just kidding, for my speed is too great.
I like Jay Moore just had to do about 100 push-ups before this because he takes his opportunity to rip his shirt off because he goes off on the bike messenger. But throughout this, different people are like, "Bike messenger, I love you," and he'll say something. But I love Norm again saving another sketch where he's like, "Hey, this doesn't make any sense. Like, shouldn't you be way further down the road? Like, why can I hear you?" Like, he's just poking holes in the sketch the whole time.
Isn't he like out of earshot? And then Bike Messenger responds, he's like, see, yeah, just right there. How'd you hear me? Oh, I get it. I'm jogging. That's it. I'm jogging. And he's like fake slow jogging.
Bike messenger, are you married? Yes, to the sea. Well, not the sea, but the street. And my wife is the bike. He's like Frasier as a bike messenger, honestly, Steve.
And Adam Sandler's like, hey, Bike Messenger, when you say fly, do you mean to say pedal, but you're like a moron or something?
Oh, I love you. I would love to hang out with you. And by hang out with you, I mean put a bullet in your head. Hey,
Hey,
bike messenger, go, bike messenger, go. You're going so fast.
you're
Your
so.
bike is so cool.
He will have many beatings in high school.
Yeah, but this is way funnier than it should be, Steve. It's
Yeah.
just freaking Mike Myers on a stationary bike in front of a green screen, but it's amazing.
Can't forget the Martin part. They quickly cut to him. He's like, hey, Bike Messenger, what's up, you beep, beep.
I will not. And Mike Myers had the same kind of a reaction he had when he was on the screen with Kanye, Steve. He
Yeah.
just goes, I think not.
Yeah. Man. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the full episode, man. And I feel like it's got to be out there. We're just not hitting the right sites.
I wanted to see the Ricky Lake with Joe Jackson and Ike Turner on it
I
because
saw that.
I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted to see that. I don't know that I ever have just because we've been watching censored episodes. You know what was crazy to me also about this? Like, just seeing like reviews of it, doing research for the show. A lot of people don't like this episode. They think it's a bad episode. I'm like, I don't get you. I don't understand if you have a soul.
It's a bias, I feel, man. I mean, clearly we're both in the same boat, but people were blindly drinking the Kool-Aid. There's a site that I go to whenever we cover these SNLs, and just to see their take. They give their review on each skit, and the person downed this episode. They said that it was not as good as the previous episode, which was Alec Baldwin and his wife at the time, who's the hot chick. Uh, they were co-hosts to SNL, but I saw that one too, and this is one of my favorite episodes of all time. So
Me too. I feel I'm the same way. It's just got an allure to it, and it also has like a funny backstory. The whole thing with the monologue, and it's Martin, so
it's Martin.
automatically it's getting pushed to the tops. And I think it's so cool that this guy that's definitely not NBC. He was so big they had to do it, Steve. They just had to. They said fuck it. They gave it a chance, and he killed it. And apparently, it was so good that they couldn't let him ever back on the network.
The best episodes, for the most part, are from stand-up comedians because they get it. It's either stand-up comedians or comedic actors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like those people like Christopher Walken and Alec Baldwin too that were those guys that did it. John Goodman as well that did it so much that they became like an ancillary cast member when they came on. Like they had installed skits that they could come back to. They didn't look nervous like a lot of people do. I think some athletes kind of, especially you see them come on there and they're just kind of like monotonely reading cue cards. I mean, Martin was definitely not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Always a legend. And I don't care what the reviews say.